60 Minutes Rewind.
Now we're going to tell you the remarkable tale of the brothers Klitschko. If you think we're talking about some old Russian novel, you're in for a surprise. The brothers Klitschko isn't fiction. It's the true story of two brothers who grew up behind the Iron Curtain, live in Los Angeles now, have movie star looks and PhDs, and just happen to be world-class heavyweight boxers. Their names are Vitali and Wladimir Klitschko. Vitali, the older brother, will fight this Saturday in L.A. for the heavyweight championship of the world. He's 6'8" and weighs 250 pounds. His kid brother, Wladimir, is a little smaller. He's only 6'6" and weighs 245. The two of them are unlike any boxers we've ever seen. Right now, who's the better boxer?
Vitali.
You agree?
No. Vladimir have much bigger future than me, and he has bigger talent than me.
Everyone agrees they're both very good boxers. Their size alone gives them incredible reach, and they work very hard at their craft. The Klitschko brothers take the sweet science of boxing very seriously. Give me a scouting report on your brother, Wladimir. What are his strengths as a boxer?
I don't like compliments to give to my brother.
Come on, do it. You can do it right now.
If you hear everyday compliments, you think, I am so strong, I am so powerful, I am Superman. I don't need to work really hard for that. And you lose the next fight. And that's why I don't want to give them to my brother compliments.
But sometimes I have to tell him the same way because he forget about himself, because he think he focused on myself, but he forget about himself. This is the connection between us.
The connection between Klitschko brothers has always been close. They grew up, Vitali is 5 years older than Wladimir, in Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine. Their father was a colonel in the old Soviet Air Force. They were children of the Cold War, raised by a Cold Warrior. Were your parents believers in Marxism, Leninism?
Our father believed in this system.
It was a party, communistic party, and God was Stalin or Lenin.
Vitali started boxing in his early teens and quickly developed a work ethic that stays with him today. At 18, his dedication paid off with a trip to the United States for an amateur fight. It was a real eye-opener for this child of the Soviet Union.
All my life I heard about this country, just bad things. I can't believe. Why is the people so friendly? Why is so nice here? And why the life is so strange and is so difficult in Soviet Union?
Vitali brought some souvenirs back from his trip, including that ultimate symbol of capitalism, a bottle of Coca-Cola for his younger brother.
So I opened the top of Coca-Cola very slowly, and the first air, I just smell it. It was very sharp, but it smells America. It was very interesting for me.
Did you think this is what freedom smells like?
Yeah, that's how the American freedom smells like,
The younger Wladimir followed his brother into the ring and quickly became a top amateur. He won the gold medal as a super heavyweight in the 1996 Olympics. But it was always Vitali who led the way. You obviously love your brother. You respect your brother. But do you sometimes, just sometimes, get tired of being the younger brother?
It's my question. I used to think about it, but I can't change it, I mean, in the whole life, I will be younger brother.
Although they had other options, the brothers decided that boxing offered the best opportunity for fame and fortune. It was, they felt, an ancient and honorable sport.
The rules in boxing doesn't change for a very long time, for 1,000 of years, still the same actually. It's just two gentlemen who talk to each other with the hands and try to explain who has more rights,
The two gentlemen soon realized that if you really want to succeed at boxing, you have to do it in the United States. So they moved to Los Angeles and began the long run towards the top of the boxing world. The older, Vitali, has won 32 fights, all but one with knockouts, and lost only 2. Wladimir has 42 wins. The hard work goes on under the watchful eye of Emmanuel Stewart, who has trained many champions.
Tell me how good you think they are or they can be.
They could possibly become all-time greats.
Vladimir's the more coordinated.
Vladimir Klitschko is the more coordinated of the two, but the older brother, Vitali, is more intense and actually has more of a meaner streak in him.
That ball Vitali is bouncing off the wall weighs 25 pounds. Still, watching is one thing. Actually feeling the power of a punch is something else. After Vitali's regular workout, he left me holding the bag.
Good. Both hands.
He was punching at only a fraction of his full power. A real punch would have sent me flying.
Very good. Thank you.
The Klitschko brothers are more than just boxers. They both earned doctorates, PhDs, from Kyiv University in sports science. They like and know literature, politics, and art house films. And they share another intellectual pursuit. We learned that when we met Vitali at a South Los Angeles marina near the apartment the brothers share while training. Vitali is very good at chess. He once lasted 31 moves against world champion Garry Kasparov. After only 10 moves, my trainers urged me to throw in the towel.
I can see how this is going to go.
Draw.
No, not a draw. You win, I concede.
We wondered whether a man with so many interests could give boxing the focus necessary to become the best.
We try, develop, and try enjoy the life from many, many sides.
And Vitali does enjoy life beyond boxing, especially with his family. He, his wife, Natalie, and their 2 young children now live the Los Angeles lifestyle. Wladimir is still single. Both brothers visit their parents in Kyiv often, but the parents never go to their sons' fights. Vitali made that rule early in his career, after one of his opponents brought his family to a fight.
It happens. I knock him out, and I see the eyes of his mother, father, wife, and after that I tell my parents, my family, never will be in the fight. It's too big pressure for me.
Now the Klitschkos are also under pressure from a boxing world desperate for new stars. The giants from behind the Iron Curtain have become the great red hopes of boxing.
The story will continue after this.
We wanted to know why the boxing establishment has such a big investment in the Klitschkos. So we met boxing commentator Max Kellerman at a popular boxing hangout near Times Square in New York for an assessment.
Neither one is perfect. Neither one jumps out at me as being dominant, great fighters. But they're both good, and they're both really big. And it'd be a tall order for anyone to beat either guy.
One reason boxing has become a marginal sport, Kellerman says, is because there are no Joe Lewises or Rocky Marcianos or Muhammad Alis in the ring. Without that kind of star power, boxing has become a series of bouts between rather anonymous fighters on late-night cable TV. I can hear my wife saying, and I suspect she's not the only one, this is the reason I can't stand boxing. It's a savage thing. It's not even a sport.
But boxing is, in fact, everyone's favorite sport. I would suspect, including your wife's favorite sport. If you come to an intersection, and on 4 corners you see the following. In one corner, there are a couple kids playing stickball. On the other corner, there's some guys, they're shooting hoops. On a third corner, there's a guy standing there putting a golf ball. And on the 4th corner, there's a fist fight. There are 100 people at the intersection. How many people are watching anything but the fist fight?
Kellerman feels boxing's draw is its combination of power and fear. We asked the Klitschkos how they deal with those primary elements.
When the bell rings and they pull the stool out from underneath you, it's just you and the other man. Do you have fear?
If you don't have fear anymore, you're a loser. And that's why the fear is a gift from a God, and you have to know how to use it. It motivates unbelievably, and it makes you just faster, smarter, better.
Faster and better is what everyone expected Wladimir to be 2 weeks ago when he met Layman Brewster in a fight in Las Vegas. As always, older brother Vitali was in his corner, watching Wladimir dominate Brewster, landing punch after punch. But by the fourth round, Wladimir seemed to run out of gas. Vitali looked on in anguish. In the fifth, Brewster landed 2 good punches. Wladimir just couldn't make it back to his corner. The referee awarded the fight to Brewster. And that was the younger Wladimir's second stunning loss in a year. He was humiliated last March when South African heavyweight Corey Sanders surprised him with a knockout punch in the second round. In the ring right after that fight, Vitali seemed determined to beat the guy who had beaten his kid brother. And Vitali will get his chance this Saturday night when he fights the very same Corey Sanders for the world heavyweight title. With Wladimir's boxing future now in doubt, it falls to Vitali to redeem the family honor.
If the older Klitschko knocks out Corey Sanders, who knocked out his younger brother, if he does it in dramatic fashion, change your mind about his potential of being a dominant heavyweight champion someday?
So, that's the drama. That's why the story is worth listening to, because you don't know what's going to happen.
But no matter what happens Saturday, there's one thing the Klitschkos insist will never happen.
Well, are we likely or unlikely to see sometime a bout between the two of you, that you fight one another?
We don't want to see our mother crying, and we don't want to break our mother's heart. And we promise our mother, when we start a box, we will never fight against each other.
A mother's love is one thing, but money, big money, is another thing. Is that likely to change?
Money is a very important point in the life. It's not everything.
It will never happen.
Never.
It will never happen.